Now at 10, some local communities look for ways to make splash pads safer. Plus, some area animal shelters look to reunite pets with their owners after the holiday. And Joplin residents get to take in a cup of coffee with the city's top cop.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Experts warn about the dangers of improperly disposed fireworks. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Anthony Saviello. A house fire in Carthage, possibly caused by discarded fireworks, is just one example of the fire risks the 4th of July brings. According to the National Fire Protection Association, fireworks caused more than 31,000 fires in 2022. Fire department officials say hot and dry conditions add potential risks for fires in the days surrounding the holiday.
With the weather being dry, and it's always dry on the 4th of July, we know that there are going to be accidents, and so we prepare every day, but we're usually normally more prepared on the 4th because we just know something's going to happen.
Fire officials say one of the most common reasons for a 4th of July related fire is improperly disposed of fireworks. They recommend soaked fireworks in water before disposing them in the trash and keep that trash can away from any homes and structures. While many love to see and experience fireworks during the 4th of July, the yearly tradition can be terrifying for pets, according to animal experts. The loud noises can frighten animals, leading to some running away from home in hopes of getting away from the sounds. According to the American Kennel Club, more pets go missing during 4th of July weekend than any other time of the year. Joplin Humane Society workers say they have not seen overwhelmed with animals this holiday so far, but they expect to see more walk through their doors, as well as owners hoping to find their lost friends.
We don't see a huge significant increase in our intakes, but definitely use caution when you're going out. There are still festivities going on, so if you're going to see fireworks, leave the dog at home. They're going to be much more comfortable there.
The Joplin Humane Society recommends that owners have their pets microchipped and updated contact information on their collars. They say that will ensure the owners can be located as quickly as possible. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a look at our weather.
Today's shaping up to be a pretty good day. 72 for our temperature right now, calm winds. Overall, pretty nice night. Temperatures across regions: 71 in Stockton, 70 in Monette, a little cooler out there, 69 in Neodesha, 77 in Independence. So not too bad. We are dropping down to the low 70s, upper 60s for our low tonight. Calm winds as well. Not much else going on tonight. We have a few clouds in the area, but those are starting to move out, and we stay dry for the next couple of days. We do have some rain chances as temperatures do start to heat back up. We'll talk about it in just a bit.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. Authorities releasing information concerning a pedestrian struck by a vehicle during the holiday. Yesterday, Joplin 911 received the call concerning the incident. Emergency personnel arrived at Utica and Brownell to find a man with severe injuries in the roadway. Investigation indicates that the man was lighting fireworks in the street when a pickup truck struck him. The victim, Kevin Watson of Joplin, was transported to an area hospital where he was pronounced deceased. Splash pads are known as a fun way to stay cool in the heat, but the CDC says there could be some health risks to be aware of. KOAM's Melissa Alexis spoke with members of the community about how they approach splash pad safety.
Splash pads can be a popular place to cool down in the summer, but the CDC says they could expose children to bacteria that could make them sick. This is something that Brian Matchell has at the top of his mind as a grandfather.
I don't want my children to come across something where another child has put staph infections and different types of the microbiological type of infections.
According to the CDC, between 2021 and 2023, 3 young kids died from a brain-infecting amoeba after playing at a splash pad. Experts say it's important that kids don't accidentally swallow water from the splash pad.
Well, we're always concerned when we have any of our little grandchildren is If they're in a park of some type that there's not bacteria spreading of some kind, there's so many different types that we're not aware of, and kids touch everything.
Shiloh Sluter, a camp counselor, says it's important to make sure kids aren't sick when they come to splash pads.
Make sure they have the temperature is good, and make sure like they're feeling good. And if you see your kid is not feeling well, just go ahead and take them out of the splash pad, take them home so like we can keep everyone safe and we can keep the splash pad bacteria free.
The CDC says that not all splash pads are required to disinfect the water, which means contaminated water can recirculate and cause illnesses. Something Sluter tries to avoid by disinfecting surfaces when she can.
Me personally, I would have wiped it down as a mom, but yeah, that's just one thing to be careful. It's like other people around you are sick and COVID is still a thing, so just be careful.
Sluter says that her main priority is allowing her camp kids to have fun while making sure they're safe and healthy. Reporting in Carl Junction, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
We have more information on how to keep yourself and your kids safe on our website, koamnewsnow.com. Folks in Joplin had a chance to chat with Police Chief Richard Pearson over a cup of coffee today. The chief met with members of the community at Andy's Frozen Custard on Rangeline. The informal setting led to conversations about everything from the state of the city, fears of theft, homelessness, and traffic stops.
What the police do is we meddle in people's business for a living. That's what we do. Enforcing the law means that we inject ourselves in people's lives, sometimes in a way they don't want. So some of the feedback that I've heard are about traffic stops, but the traffic stops, and I pay strict attention to the traffic stops we make and the pedestrian stops we make and the arrests that we make to make sure that everything the officers are doing are on the up and up.
The next event, Coffee with Joplin Mayor Keenan Cortez, will take place from 8 to 10 a.m. on Saturday, July 13th at Zinc Coffee on Main Street. The highest court in Kansas makes a ruling on 2 challenges to a state's abortion law. That's coming up, but up first.
President Biden is remaining defiant amid calls from members of his own party to drop out of the presidential race. I'm Erica Brown at the White House with how the president is making his case to voters for another term.
President Biden was fired up today in the battleground state of Wisconsin for a rally, one of several upcoming appearances that could prove pivotal in his political future. And a new sit-down TV interview with the president is being watched closely after his halting debate performance just over a week ago. Erica Brown has the latest.
My answer, I am running and going to win again.
After days of intense debate about his fitness to seek a second term, President Biden says he's staying in the race and will beat former President Donald Trump in November.
I learned long ago, when you get knocked down, you get back up. And I'm not letting one 90-minute debate wipe out 3.5 years of work.
Friday, the president addressed supporters for under 20 minutes at a middle school in Wisconsin. Biden is facing calls from some major donors and a handful of fellow Democrats to step aside after his poor debate performance last week.
There's millions of Democrats like you just voted for me in primaries all across America. Some folks don't seem to care who you voted for. Well, guess what? They're trying to push me out of the race.
After his remarks in Madison, the 81-year-old president told reporters he could serve out a second term if reelected.
Are you confident you can serve another 4 years?
I'm positive.
In an exclusive interview with ABC News anchor George Stephanopoulos, the president echoed his plans to remain steadfast.
And if you stay in and Trump is elected and everything you're warning about comes to pass, how will you feel in January?
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do. That's what this is about.
President Biden will head to an event in Pennsylvania Sunday and is set to visit more battleground states this month. Former President Trump returns to the campaign trail on Tuesday with a rally in Doral, Florida. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
During the ABC interview, in response to questions on whether he would take a neurological test, Biden said, quote, "I have a cognitive test every single day. Every day I've had tests, everything I do," end quote. United Kingdom has a new prime minister and a new political party in power. Labour leader Keir Starmer met with King Charles III today to officially become the British Prime Minister, a day after his party's landslide victory. In his first speech in his new role, Starmer acknowledged that many people are disillusioned and cynical about politics.
This lack of trust can only be healed by actions, not words. I know that.
In his resignation speech, outgoing Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said he took responsibility for the loss. The Conservative Party had been in power for 14 years, a tumultuous time marked by Brexit and multiple leadership changes. The Kansas Supreme Court once again affirmed the right to abortion access in the state. The state's highest court today struck down 2 laws relating to abortion. One would have regulated abortion providers more strictly than other healthcare professionals. The other would have banned a common second trimester procedure. In 2019, the court affirmed abortion access was a right under the state's constitution. Then in 2022, voters decisively rejected a proposed constitutional amendment to declare it not a right. Authorities respond to a home-built helicopter crash in Sedgwick County, Kansas today. The crash occurred around 8 this morning, just south of Andale. When responders arrived, they found the small helicopter on fire in the middle of a soybean field. Reports say the helicopter was having engine issues.
And just what the calling party advised that the plane went down into, he thought the pond when he got around to it. It was next to a body of water, a pond, and in the trees. Said it appeared to have some type of engine issues when it was coming down.
The helicopter that crashed is a Rotorway Scorpion 133. It comes in a kit for hobbyists to assemble themselves. The Federal Aviation Administration is on the scene. National Transportation Safety Board investigator is expected to arrive Saturday. A little later, KOAM's photojournalist Friends Wallace takes us out to a summer party in Pittsburgh.
And we do have rain chances kicking back off at the end of the weekend. We'll talk about it right after the break.
Baseball.
Well, it's still 4th of July weekend, and luckily tonight is a perfect night to keep the celebrations going. We'll go ahead and take a look outside Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Mostly clear skies tonight, and it's not too hot either, not too muggy. We did have a cold front that passed by last night. That dropped some severe storms, but we're now in the clear. We had some overcast conditions from some rain in southern Oklahoma, but we're now clearing out and we're going to remain dry for the next couple of days. We don't have any more storms on the radar until Sunday afternoon into the evening times. Now, the storms yesterday, although were bad timing because it did put a little damper on the festivities, but we did drop temperatures from upper 90s, 98 as our high yesterday, down to mid 80s today. So overall, it's a pretty nice day, and the rain is a good thing. We are creeping back into those drought conditions. We've got moderate to dry conditions, moderate for Joplin and Monette, but dry for most of our southern counties as well. And unfortunately, with temperatures continuing to stay in the mid to upper 90s, even reaching triple digits, and the little to no rainfall accumulation that we've seen with all of the rain that we've gotten, these drought conditions are an unfortunate circumstance of what we're going to continue to see for the rest of the summer. Luckily, we do have more rain chances in the forecast, and we're going to welcome it, but I'm glad we get another nice day. Today was pretty good. Tonight, again, cool as well. Then we move into Saturday, 89 for our high, 89, low 90s for some of our surrounding counties as well. Some clouds here and there, but overall it's going to be a really nice day, and it's going to be a cooler night ahead as well. Then we move into Sunday, 93, so mid to lower 90s for our high on Sunday. Mostly sunny until we get into the afternoon hours, then we're going to get some rain chances to kick off. Let's go ahead and take a look at that future track. We've got a low pressure system right over our area, and you can see by the winds rotating around that low. So we're not going to see anything on Saturday. We've got 88 degrees in Joplin, 88 Parsons, pretty nice day overall on Saturday. Then we move into Saturday night. We've got a cold front that's moving in just outside of our area, Wichita, Kansas City. It does retreat, so we're not going to see anything on Saturday night, not until Sunday. Then the cold front makes its way back in Sunday, and it's a slow moving cold front, so it's going to continue to wreak havoc Sunday afternoon, evening time, all the way through Monday. Now, you don't see much going on in the model run, but along that boundary, we could see some storms fire up if all the convective indices line up along the boundary as well. Now, that chance continues through Monday as well. Temperatures drop down to low to mid 80s again on Monday, and those chances continue to stay until Tuesday morning. Temperatures drop 83 degrees on Tuesday, 89 on Wednesday, but we do start to warm back up by next weekend at 95 by Friday and upper 90s by next weekend.
But right now, it's looking pretty good.
Yes.
I like this weather.
I do too. A good couple of days to let everyone, bounce back from the storms for the 4th of July. But, we've got a good couple of days. Keep those celebrations going. I want to see more fireworks.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, Lindsay. The summer is all about letting loose and having a good time, just like we were talking about. That's what Pitt Chapel had in mind for folks at its summer party. We sent photojournalist Friends Wallace there to check out all the fun.
Family day get together for all of our children at our church. Just welcome the community to come in, and be a part of it and let them know our church is here. We moved here in November, and we're just trying to get acquainted with the community.
Find out more at Caleb.
I would jump in the water. Our arms are open, and we want to go beyond this today. I mean, we want to reach out to the community, show the community we're here, we love you, and if you need us, we're here. I mean, that's the main thing.
The event ended with a fireworks show. Coming up in sports, the Cardinals and the Royals each open up a road series tonight, plus the Joplin Outlaws face the Abilene Flying Bison. Brock Baldridge has the highlights from tonight's game and more.
I was looking for
The Joplin Outlaws return to Joe Becker Stadium tonight, and this evening the Outlaws welcome in the first place Abilene Flying Bison. Outlaws at home in front of a big crowd wearing their 4th of July themed jerseys, taking on Abilene. First inning now, Michael Castillo gets the game started with a strikeout, swing and a miss there. Later in the inning, Flying Bison strike first as Andrew Detlefsen singles up the middle. Abilene takes the lead, and it's 1-0 Flying Bison. So Abilene led 3-0 in the bottom of the second. Matthew Persinger gets Joplin on the board with an RBI ground out. That allows Andre Jackson to score from third base, and it makes it a 3-1 ball game. So to the third inning now. 2 on, 2 out for Cale Good, but Andrew Detlefsen makes a great diving play at third base, tags out the runner. Abilene took control early on, but Joplin starts to make a comeback. This game is still in progress, but at last check, it's Abilene who leads Joplin 8-5 in the 9th inning. Well, the Kansas City Royals begin an 8-game road trip tonight. The Royals go 6-4 in their last homestand, and after dropping the series finale to Tampa Bay last night. So tonight, the Royals get to play in some interleague action, taking on the Colorado Rockies in the Mile High City. This game just finished out in Denver. Disappointing loss for the Royals as the Rockies get the upset win 4-2. The St. Louis Cardinals open up a three-game road series tonight in the nation's capital. Cardinals play in their 3rd straight extra innings game. St. Louis gets the job done by beating the Washington Nationals 7-6. Good to see Wilson Contreras back at it as he had a game-tying home run in the 9th inning. Over to professional soccer, a decision of the future of Greg Berhalter is expected to be made next week. Berhalter served as the manager of the United States men's national team since 2018. And while the pressure of the job is starting to surround him, it now comes in question as the U.S. men's national team lost to Uruguay in that game at Arrowhead 2-1 in the pool play round that knocked them out of the Copa America tournament. Also, a big local commitment news. Pitt State picks up a defensive lineman out of Carthage, Trevor Meadows. So we'll get to interview him tomorrow and see what's going on in his world and talk about his commitment.
He's probably going to be pretty successful at Pitt State.
I imagine so. He's done well at Carthage.
All right. Thanks, Brock. That's a look at sports. We're back after this. Folks in Lamar, Missouri tonight rolled out their sweetest rides for a Freedom Cruise. Classic cars and trucks were on display for people to check out. But it's not all about the vehicles. Attendees were encouraged to bring a new, unopened, unwrapped toy for local kids in need.
There's a lot of community support. We haven't had any trouble with our local founding fathers. They let us do this on the square. We shut this side of the square down. We always have food trucks for people to eat. They just walk around like this group right here doesn't have any cars here. And they're just walking around checking the hot rods out.
Trophies were handed out to owners of 3 of the top rides on display. Probably that Lamborghini won one, I guarantee it.
I want a classic car. It'll happen. I'm planning it for years down the road. I'm going to get one.
Well, for now, what's our final weather looking like?
Weather is looking pretty good for the next couple of days. We do have storm chances kicking back off Sunday through the early half of the week.
Final sports note.
Well, it's July the 5th, which means that the Kansas City Chiefs open up the NFL season 2 months from today against the Baltimore Ravens. And it also means that it is Anthony's birthday.
Thanks, Brock. You said it is. Thanks. It's my birthday.
Yes, we are all happy to be celebrating Anthony Saviello.
My 50th birthday. I'm happy to be here. No. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks from all of us here at KOAM. Have a great night.